On to one and all. We are talking about third chapter, the theories of employment and income. Already two chapters completed. One is a macroeconomics and another one is a national income. These two chapters completed. Next chapter, theories of employment and income. First introduction. The economic history has shown many countries facing economic problems. Out of these problems, unemployment is the most vexing. Both classical economists and Keynes have explained the relationship between income, employment and income. Employment means the total number of people gainfully working is called employed. Next, the classical economists had great faith in the law of market. JP says a law of market. He is a French economist. And the next one is a J.M. Keynes is one of the greatest and most influential economists of the mid of 20th century. So J.M. Keynes called is the father of modern macroeconomics. Why do called father of modern macroeconomics means 1930, the Great Depression's period of time to give the solutions. The depressions are recovered by J.M. Keynes, so called is the father of new economics. And next one, some meaning of full employment. Full employment refers to a situation in which every able bodied person who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate is employed. Or in other word, full employment means that person who are willing to work and able to work must have employed or job. And the next one, the Keynes gave the definition. So, full employment as the absence of involuntary unemployment. And then another definition given by Lerner. So, the level of employment at which any further increases in spending would result in an inflationary spiral wages and prices. Inflationary spiral of wages and price means the raising of wages and raising a price. And next, every economy in the world aim at attaining the level of full employment equilibrium where all its available resources are fully and efficiently employed to achieve the maximum level of output. So full employment generally refers to full employment of labor force of country. So the resources are fully utilized means the labor force increased of our country. And the next one is the unemployment. Unemployment is the problem faced when there are people who are willing to work and able to work but cannot find a suitable job. And while formulating policies to solve the problems of unemployment in India, we need to distinguish between the nature of unemployment in rural area and in urban areas. In India, rural economy has both unemployment and underemployment. The major features of our rural unemployment is the existence of unemployment in this form of disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. In India, the frictional, structural, and open unemployment exist in urban areas. And next one is urbanization. What is meant by urbanization? It's a large number of people move from rural area to urban area. That is a migrations from rural to urban area, increasing the size of labor force in urban area, and add to that already unemployed labor force increased. So what uh, people moving from urbanization or migrations means the standard of living life and then modern facilities are available in urban areas. So the education facilities and transport facilities and basic needs are fulfilled in urban area. So the people moving from rural to urban. So, developing countries in India, the nature of unemployment is different from that of developed countries. In developed countries, the unemployment is a purely temporary or cyclical and frictional. In developing country, it is a largely structural unemployment, which is due to the slow rate of capital formations. The capital formation is a very slow. And then next topic is types of unemployment. Le- Types of unemployment. There are seven types of unemployment is there. So let us see one by one. One is a cyclical unemployment. This unemployment exists during the downturn phase of trade cycle in the economy. In a business cycle during the period of recession and depressions, income and output fall, leading to widespread unemployment. So business cycle indicating for boom, recession, depression and recovery. So four stages are there in business cycle. So recession means general decline in economic activity. So recession period of time, all the economic activity decline. At the same time, boom period, so everything is rising. And the next, effective demand. Effective demand means money actually spent by the people on product and industries. And the next one is a seasonal unemployment. This type of unemployment occurs during a certain season of the year. Example for agriculture and agro based industries like sugarcane production activity are carried out only in some season. Example for the folk dance people and then village people, drama, stage drama conducted for the particular month of the year. So other days that people may unemployed during the off season. So seasonal unemployment happens from demand side also. So another one example for ice cream. Ice cream uh, wanted for summer season. Output, ice cream output increased in only for summer season. At the same time, people occupied or engaged in the hill station. Next one is a frictional unemployment and temporary unemployment. So frictional unemployment arise due to imbalance between the supply of labor and demand for labor. This is because of immobility of labor, so lack of necessary skills, breakdown of machinery, shortage of raw material, etc. The person lost the job and in search of jobs are also included under the frictional unemployment. And fourth one is a educational unemployment. Sometimes educated people are underemployed or unemployed when qualification does not match the job. So faculty educational system is different. So the people prepare for white collar job and responsible, highly responsible jobs are selected. So sometimes that education is not match for employment. So unemployment education highly in India. And next one is a technical unemployment. So modern technology being capital intensive require so less labor and contribute to technological unemployment. Nowadays, invention and innovations lead to the adoption of the new techniques, thereby the existing workers are retrenched. So labor saving devices are responsible for the technological unemployment. Nowadays, most of the modern innovation and invention of the techniques adopted in our country. At the same time, so the people prefer for modern techniques. At the same time, so labor intensive and capital intensive are used. So modern capital intensive means is a more capital and less labor. At the same time, so labor intensive means more labor and less capital. So the people prefer for capital intensive only. So all the places adapted for modern technology only. So example for harvesting, agriculture harvesting times the machineries occupied the works. So within hour or within the day that work is completed. So the people expert for uh, uh, easily and quickly getting the output and work over. So nowadays technical and technologies improvement is high. And another one is a structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is due to the drastic change in the structure of the society. So lack of demand for the product or shift in demand for other product case this type of unemployment. So nowadays expecting for COVID-19 to change in the economic structure of our country. So example, some medicines so moving from other places. These are the economic problems of our country. At the same time, mobiles இப்போ nowadays mobile increases. uh, at the times related of camera tape recorder also increasing. And next one is a disguised unemployment. So disguised unemployment occur when more people are there than that is actually required. So disguised unemployment mostly occupied in agriculture sector. So example for 1 acre is there, so 5 or 6 members working in the field. At the same time, so 10 or 15 members are work there, so sowing the seed and other cultivated activities used to the more labor force. At the same time, so getting the marginal productivity is a zero. Only labor force is increased, but output is not increased in disguised unemployment. Next topic is a classical theory of employment. There was no single theory which could be labeled as a classical theory of employment. The classical theory of employment is composed of different view of classical economists on the issue of income and employment in the economy. Adam Smith is a classical economist who wrote the book An Inquiry into Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation in the year 1776. The classical theory was developed by David Ricardo, J.S. Mill, J.P. Sayce, and A.C. Pihu. The classical economists assumed that the economy operate at the level of full employment without inflation in the long period. So long period only expecting for normal profit only. They also assumed that wages and price of goods were flexible in the competitive market existed in this economy, so non intervention by the government. So laissez-faire economy is operated. And another one is a sales law of market. Sales law of market in this core of the classical theory of employment. JP says in the year of 1776 to 1832 is a year. He was a French economist and an industrialist. He was influenced by the writing of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. JP say the definition of supply creates its own demand. Hence, there cannot be a general overproduction or the problems of unemployment in the economy. According to say, when the goods are produced by a firm in the economy, they pay reward to the factors of production. Already you know that the factors of production means land, labor, capital, and organization is the factors of productions. So every person's you producing time use the four factors is compulsory. You have to omitting any one of the factor, the production is not completed. So the factors of productions used means you pay the rewards, rent, wages, profit, and interest. So get it. The household after receiving the rewards of the factors of production spend the amount of the purchase of goods and services produced by them. Therefore, each product produced in the economy creates a demand equal to its value in the market. So, classical theory explain a person receive his income from the production, which is spent on the purchase of goods and services produced by the others. So, you see the two pictures. One is the output, and another one is the income. So, incomes are received by household, and the output produced by the industries. So these are the inverse relations. Income, supply of goods and services are received by household, and then household spend the income to get the output of demand for the goods and services. Then the total production equal to total income. The next topic is assumption of the Say's law. So, first one, no single buyer or seller of the commodity. So, any product you produce to sell, so only one person is not there. Your product is sold, so many of them purchased. So, input can affect the price. Input decreases, price also increased. And the next topic is full employment. Full employment means the resources are fully utilized. So the full employment is engaged. And the third one is people are motivated by self-interest. Self-interest to determine the economic decision. So economic decision means what to produce and how to produce and then whom to produce. All the decisions is taken by the people. And the fourth one is a laissez-faire policy. Laissez-faire policy is essential for an automatic and self-adjusting process of full employment equilibrium. So market forces determine everything is right. Market forces means demand, supply, and price determined the automatic of self-adjusting process. Next one is there will be uh, perfect competitions operated. Perfect competition means already you know that homogeneous product, free entry and exit, these are the perfect competitions futures. So labor and market, product market are operated. And the next one is there is a wage price flexibility. Wage price is fixed by price mechanism. Okay, these two adjusted and flexible, so anytime changes the price increases and the wages also increases. And the seventh one is money act only as a medium of exchange. So money act as only as a medium of exchange, the goods are exchanged for money value. And the eighth one is a long run analysis. Long run analysis means only is a normal profit expected. And ninth one is there is no possibility of overproduction or unemployment. There is no possibility for overproduction means so the resources are not fully utilized, so unemployment also there. Unutilized resources used until reaches the full employment. And 11th one is a non government no government intervention, automatic price adjustment mechanism operated. So price adjusted and how much produced and how much output delivered, all the decisions are taken by the management only. So the government do not interfere the price adjustment and the mechanism operated. And last one is interest rate flexibility leads to savings and investment equally. And next topic, implications of the Say's law. So there is no possibility for overproduction or employment. And second one is a unutilized resource in the economy. It is profitable to employ them up to the point of full employment. This is true under the conditions the factor are willing to accept a reward on a pair with their productivity. And third one is a automatic price mechanism operate in the economy. The price mechanism means market structure adjusted. So government need not enter the intervention. So Keynes emphasizes role of the state. And fifth one is a medium of exchange. So money perform only as a medium of exchange function in the economy. People will not hold the ideal money. And the last one is a criticism of the Say's law. So, according to Keynes, supply does not create its a demand. So, Keynes said supply creates its a demand, but Keynes criticized supply does not create its a demand. It is not applicable where the demand does not increases as much as production increases. Second one is automatic adjustment. So price mechanism automatically adjustment of the uh, output level and employment, everything is price mechanism adjusted. So increase in this rate of investment also. And the third one is money is not a neutral. So individuals hold money for unforeseen conditions. Already you know that so transaction motive, precautionary motive, and the speculative motives. The people hold cash for unforeseen situations, while the businessman keep the cash reserve for future activity. So future activity means is a future to constructed a building and purchasing a machinery and everything to hold the cash for future activity. And the last one, need for the state intervention. State interventions arises in this case of general overproductions and mass unemployment. So Keynes regards a full employment as a special case because there is underemployment in this capitalistic economy. So capitalistic economy expecting for only for profit motive. So these topics are included in this content. So the important points once again I repeated. So first one is a full employment. As a full employment means the people doing the work. And then Keynes and Lerner give the full employment definitions. And another type is unemployment. So seven types of unemployment is there. And then says law so code keyword is a supply creates its own demand. And then so classical, and another one is a classical theories are developed by classical authors. And then says law the important assumption is important, and then criticism, these are the important topic. This content over the first session. Next sessions are continue to the next other topics. So that's so thank you students.